has been the conversation all morning. I've been listening, I've been hearing complaints, I've been hearing surprises, I've been hearing everything hearable. Welcome to the recap on mainland 98.3 FM. I'm Cordelia Obe, and this is the Cordelia Obe recap. I'm joined ably by Joseph Lonshaw. Joseph, how are you?
Good morning, Lagos, Nigeria. Good night, good afternoon, good evening. Everybody should just pick his own. My name is Joseph Lonshaw on a Wednesday morning.
Then on a Thursday morning.
It depends. It depends on the way Nigeria breeze will blow.
It depends.
Because Lady C, do you know I spend 7 up bus stop?
Yes.
Between 7 up and Lausa. Through Lagos Ibadan Express, I spend 1 hour 30 minutes.
Why? Waiting for a vehicle?
No, the traffic.
Oh, traffic.
The traffic, we don't know the meaning. That one, be like say, you can be there, rush to go and buy meat, egusi,
and cook. And the motor see they wait for you.
No, the motor is not going to do anything.
But did you find out the reason?
They say on the long bridge that a container articulated vehicle, be like say it don't somersault.
Oh wow! Please, everybody, let's drive carefully. Let's drive properly.
That are going outside Lagos.
Yes,
you are not going to reach Shagamu on a good time.
Oh my goodness! So please, let's drive carefully and check your vehicles before you hit the road, so it doesn't have a challenge on the road. Always remember that if your car gets sick, in quotes, on the road, and LASTMA or whoever gets you, there is a fine to be paid for allowing your car get sick on the road, and for them to tow it for you, you pay another fine. And I don't think we have money for that right now, do we? No, we don't.
And if you stay a week, you pay.
If your car breaks down on the road. So today on the recap, we'll be taking a look at this one that made a major headline this morning. Let me run through 2 of these stories, and then we'll have our guest join us. He's going to be joining us remotely, and you already heard it in the morning that aside the Guardian, practically all the papers have this story this morning. 2 trillion naira. This is according to the MBS, and that is not a good way to go, meaning when people get kidnapped, and even though they say no paying for ransom, we don't pay ransom, people pay ransom, and a lot of it doesn't even get reported. Now, this report is by the National Bureau of Statistics, MBS, and it has revealed that that amount I mentioned, 2.2 trillion naira, was received by kidnappers as ransom within just 1 year. And the survey produced also estimates at national and zonal levels, covering both urban and rural areas for about 12 months. And guess what? The rural areas seem to be worse hit than even the urban areas. And the publication is titled Crime Experience and Security Perception Survey 2024. It was published just yesterday, and it gave insights into various crimes perpetrated across the country and the geopolitical regions or locations where these crimes actually took place. And the figure that I've mentioned over and over again is one that is quite alarming. Now, according to this survey, Nigeria recorded about 2.2 million incidents of kidnapping. Rural areas accounted for more than half of the total number, that is with about 1.6 million cases, while urban areas recorded about 567 plus cases. And some of them were said to be politically motivated, some were just for other benefits, money for ransom, some goods. And at a point when it was very bad, people kidnapped people for pot of soup. Yes, one time like that in Bayelsa, it happened. They kidnapped the person. In fact, for pot of soup, they gave them soup and fufu. They now allowed the person to go. This is where we are right now. That is story 1. Story 2 will be this one. The governor himself, Adeleke, right? That they call him the dancing governor, but no, he is very, very serious with his job. I'm talking about Ademola Adeleke. He is the Osun State governor.
Yeah, Osun State governor. Yeah.
And he had a tweet yesterday. The tweet came out, and I'm going to read it to you for you to hear what he said. He said, and I'm quoting now, I've received the report of a case of a young man reportedly sentenced to death by hanging in Osun State for stealing a fowl. Not cock, not hen, not cockerel, fowl. The guy stole fowl. And consequently, I have directed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Osun State to commence full investigation into the matter and initiate processes to grant prerogative of mercy to the young man. Osun is a land of justice and equity, and must ensure fairness and protection of the sanctity of lives. I assure members of the public that this matter is receiving my direct attention with every sense of urgency, also attached to our response to the matter. My people, take a look at that. A young man sentenced to death for stealing maybe a hen or a cockerel, one of them. And the tweet a lot of the young people are putting out there is that a young man stealing fowl, sentenced to death, while Yahaya Bello, who is alleged to have stolen billions, is walking about, in quotes, freely. That is what the young people have in their minds right now, or on their minds right now, and that is what they are spreading everywhere as a painful reality. Thank God the governor heard, and he is dealing with that matter. Joseph, what do you think should be done to the judge who had, given such a judgment?
Well, sorry, it's different from. I will leave the judge, but let me ask. What should be done to the police officer? We call them IPO.
Yeah, there was one. Hold on.
Hold
on, Joseph. Yeah. If it's the same case, there was one that people now refer to. This happened some years back. The young man had robbed a police officer. I don't know if it's the same case that he's now responding to, because these people had been, behind bars for a while. If probably that is what he's responding to.
Because let's find out from the IPO. What did this guy actually stole? The foul? Because just sometime if you look at...
Hold on, my brother. Even if he did steal the foul, even if he did, is it death that you'll be given to such as punishment for such a crime?
Yeah, what I'm coming to that place is, it means that the IPO, they verse.
With who and
with
for
the
what?
guy, go. And that is the reason, what they will do is they will go and talk to the magistrate, talk to the registrar of that court, talk to the prosecutor and say, this guy, I need to deal with him. You understand? Dealing with him, yes. I need to deal with him. In dealing with him, for them to look for, go and also section A, B, C, D. Say any person that do this should be hanged or should be sentenced to death. And the judge will knock that thing and say that is.
Go knock which thing?
Go knock. Is it the
gavel?
Is the
gavel? Or what is it called?
Yes. So the issue there is this. What we do in Nigeria is. It's supposed to be prosecution, but sometimes it's persecution. You understand? It's persecution, because in civilized country, when someone committed any infraction, they will play the person back. Oh, what actually led to this person involving? Can be a very honest person. Have been this said that situation push him to that level. They cannot say okay. Either they can give him a community community service
for a period.
Or, then equally put him on what we call rehabilitation. So talking to him. Then just some they can also, this person is willing to pick up a job. They can answer okay, to show that even though when you release him in any employment, they will be monitoring him to show that this person, they are
busting in the brooms facilities and come out even worse than they went in. And somebody who steals a hen, let's just put it as a hen, because that fowl they make and pay me more. So you sentencing that person to death, and the person has been there for so long. I think that whoever that magistrate is who did that in Osun State, the Attorney General of that state should also call that person to order, let him explain himself why he did that, and let us start naming and shaming some of these people in the judicial system that seem to make it look like a joke right now. It's beginning to look like a joke. When they say go to court, it's now feeling as if that is the end of the road. What if you do go court now? Because people are beginning to feel that nothing would actually come out of that. Well, we'll be talking about the other issue shortly with our guest. Give me a second. We'll be talking with our guest shortly on the other issue. But for this first one, maybe you could tell us, do you think the Osun State government should actually deal decisively with such a magistrate who says because you stole fowl, death is good for you. While the same country, you have people who are stealing billions, receiving titles even from their home states, sometimes from even the country itself. Is it fair? Is it truly that when you're poor, the law is only made for the poor? Is that where we are right now? Joseph, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I say on our show, on Mainland FM, on our show, we condemn any person involved in crime completely. But what we're saying is this, LADC, why not we equally find out from the government through the Ministry of Justice equally find out. So there are some magistrates here in Lagos. I know of Lagos, I know of Ogun State. There are some police. Immediately they have some list of magistrates that help to do some job. You understand? There are some magistrate or some judges that they won't take nonsense if you are coming with anything.
Yeah.
They will tell you, I beg, this kind of thing. No, don't bring out my court. But there are some magistrates, they are enabler. They are enabler of, or just say, I have a person before the police you will go there. They will say, I have a customer for you.
All right.
And they'll be waiting.
The customers. Okay, that's good now. All right. 0913 600 0410. That's the number. That's 0913 6000 410. That's the number of ransom. But they say we don't pay ransom. So where's the money coming from? Hello, good morning. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and I think we'll be doing a minute. All right, go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
Great.
Greetings to both of you, including my friend Tᴜɪ̀nᴛᴛᴇʀ.
Yeah.
This is just here. This is Barrister Peter Oku.
Barrister, good morning.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah.
Welcome, Barrister.
Yeah, I'm calling from Mende, Maryland. Yes. The issue I'm dealing with is actually horrendous because to learn in Nigeria's in today's Nigeria that a court or a magistrate for that matter sentence somebody to, but if that is true, I think it's out of place for a death sentence to be imposed on somebody for stealing fowl, not for killing somebody. You know, I find it difficult to believe.
Thank you.
But if it is true, this is supposed to they are working the whole judiciary in the country, not only in Osun State.
All right, sir.
God bless you.
God bless you real good. Thank you very much. It's very true because the governor himself has waded in. Hello, how are you? Oh,
good morning.
Good morning. How are you? What's your name?
Olakunle from Ojodu.
Welcome, Olakunle. Go ahead.
Well, I think this case, we need to separate emotions from the facts of the matter. Unfortunately, these kind of crimes, when you commit them, it depends on the circumstance attached to the crime that is committed. Because any time you go, stealing the chicken is not the problem, but the process at which you stole the chicken and how you stole the chicken. If you went to steal the chicken with a firearm or something that can cause bodily harm, you will be charged with robbery. If you are charged with robbery, death sentence awaits you. That is where this case gets a bit of a challenge. You can see that even the judgment that was held in 2014, the magistrate court said that the governor should commute this sentence and forgive them because there's nothing he or she can do about the law. The magistrate doesn't write the law. It is the legislators who write the law. So if we feel these laws as kind of draconian and too expressive, why don't we call those who are meant to legislate on these laws to make changes to these things so we don't have to wait till it gets this far before we begin to look for situations to collect it. Unfortunately, the law knows no emotion.
Okay, thank you. Hold on. I want to have a little chat with you. You've thrown some light on this matter, and from the description that was given, they broke into the person's house. carted away some things and so on. And when I read it, I didn't see anywhere where they said that they had gone there with firearms and all
But
that.
they went with cutlass. Cutlass can cause bodily harm and death.
Cutlass
If you go with cutlass, yes.
That's another problem.
If you cut me on where I have an artery, I can bleed to death.
Yeah.
But because the effect of what they did not lead to death, we would probably have been saying a different thing. If somebody died there, we would not condemn this.
Yes.
But because no one died, and we're looking at it from the prism of, oh, he stole a fowl. That's why we are somewhat emotional and passionate about it. And
okay,
I feel
hold
what
on.
the people feel.
I still want to ask you a question. You said something, right, about those who legislate should do something about it and just change the laws about some of those things and so on. So what do you think about pen robbers now? Because those guys who are causing a lot of havoc. Do you think if found guilty, do you think anybody found guilty for embezzlement, for this, the way they do it in places like oh goodness, it just dropped. You could please call us back. Do you think that people who pen rob should also have that as the ultimate penalty or price to pay for robbing the people? Death sentence too? As I said, they do same in some parts of Asia. China does it. Do you think they should also do it here? Since it's their place to change the law, should we go for something like that? If you can call me back, you please, so that we'll conclude that conversation. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, Lady C.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning,
This sounds like Peter Osifo.
This is Peter Osifo calling from Alabama, Ikoso.
Welcome. Go ahead.
For this show. Thank you very much.
All right, go ahead.
Actually, I wouldn't have said anything, especially when the press speaker spoke, especially when he introduced himself as a lawyer. Like one barrister, Peter.
Okay.
But then, when the second man spoke, and what is my mind? Something like gone or in this sentence.
Yeah.
That is sentenced to death by hanging. So that is just the real thing. Unlike our politicians that steal billions of naira and nothing happens to them, probably because the concern has not settled. And your question you were talking about, the second question before the line went off, the pen robbers as it were. It also, goes to the politicians or the civil servants who see billions of naira without anything happening to them. That's why some of us are clamoring for that type of French, laws or the constitution being changed, to say that you are guilty until you are decided to be innocent. Because in Nigerian constitution, it said you are innocent until you are found guilty. And then you now have to know the lawyer who knows the judge.
All right, finally.
You get FAN, you spend millions of naira on these senior advocates of Nigeria, lawyers, because they
finally.
Judge, and nothing will happen at last. So we are saying that the constitution should be changed to say that, unlike look at the military.
Finally.
When they come to power, 1984, they will tell you are all guilty. All governors go to jail, then from jail you come to court. You understand? So many of them even died. And Busali and Co., some of them lost their lives during that period. So what us to be introduced in Nigeria today.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let me give you a little background to this. And this happened not too long ago. I'm trying to get the exact date when this came up. But the person in question here, is a 17-year-old. He was a 17-year-old as at the time that this happened. And what did he do? He had broken into a poultry, and he stole there. And Tğᴇ is his name. He was convicted and sentenced to death and is currently in Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison. The parents begged the governor to grant their son amnesty. They appealed to the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Adewale Egbedun, to intervene in the matter. He is the only son of their parents, which gives nobody any right to do anything anyway. And the Osun State High Court, sitting in Ikirun, sentenced him, who was 17 years old at that time. If he was 17 at that time, that means he was still a minor. He had robbed a poultry farm in Oyan Otin local government. He was said to have stolen a fowl and eggs. That was what happened. And I think, I think the conversation we're having earlier, that report, that story is another story. That one had two men who had dropped somebody else. So I'm still waiting for your call back if you're able to get through. Now the case is, you can see the case now. He was 17 at that point. He stole the fowl and the eggs, and he was 17. I repeat, if you can get through as a lawyer, so you can also throw more light on that, Joseph, and we'll go back to the line.
Yeah, I think another thing we need to recall it, let's investigate the investigator, the person that investigated this case. Lady C, I used to, when I was in another place, I used to go to someone when they are parading people.
Yes.
So one day, I was just, because I have record of all the picture I capture. So, and I found out that whenever they parade some, that was when I stopped going to some of those parades before some states started. So for me, let the governor of Osun State call the IPO, let us investigate, let's see exhibits that were presented before the
to call, and you tell us where you're calling from and the case on the ground. We have just like 5 or so minutes before.
Good morning, my name is Lucky, calling from Yanakbaja.
Good morning, Lucky. Welcome, Lucky.
Maria Kobu.
It's a rare. All right, go ahead.
So my own problem is that until we stop tribalism in this country, if you look at the two last caller, no matter.
No, wait. So for my program, they're not. They talk about callers, so you talk about the matter of the case.
What I want to say, there's no condition, as you already read, that because of foul or egg, you get somebody sentenced a life sentence. It does not work anywhere. It does not work. Because when I read that story, there was no cutlass, there was no gun. People that steal money, they should sentence them. They should free that man. That's my own. Thank you.
Thank you very much. He said they should free that man. Okay. So for the pen robbers and so on, what do we do to them? Huh? Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? What's your name?
I'm fine. I'm Sunday. I'm calling from Ikeja.
All right, Sunday, go ahead.
Yes, your program, my regards to your guest, and I've been listening to your program. It's quite an enlightening and quite a wonderful one.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the problem we as a people we are facing is that we have not yet understand what the law actually stands for us, and we are not ready as a people to take the responsibility of what the law can do when a citizen been offended or committed a crime. So Nigeria as a whole is a country where we as a people we see law as lawlessness. We don't regard laws. The laws look into people who are to punish and people who are not to punish. And laws doesn't operate like that. A country where you use laws to favor some people and use laws to intimidate others, it doesn't work. And these things kept going like that. We'll come on radio and interpret laws, and at the end of it all, it is the poor people who are just common people who don't have what to eat, what to drink, are just suffering on these matters of law. We have couples of elites that have stolen the revenue and the massive taxes that they might have paid to dualize places, and we are hearing their names in billions, and nothing is done about them. And now, we, the poor people, somebody who has just gone to steal a fowl, you said you want to take him to court because he has stolen fowl. In my community, this kind of issues are discussed within families.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Discussed within family, not carrying matter to court. There are important matters we are supposed to deal with as a people.
All right.
In mere matters like this.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I was just reading through some other articles, and there's an interview with the parent of the boy. He was 17 years old then. He's now 31 years. He's been there for that long. And the parents are saying that at the point the case was on and so on, they'd been asked to bring some money so he could go on bail and all that, and that they couldn't raise the 30,000 naira to bail him in 2010. Wow. This case don't tell. Maybe we'll take just one more. Welcome, Rosemary. How are you?
I'm fine. I saw that stuff in TikTok, so I share it on the Facebook. I was sharing tears when I watched go through those things as a mother. You know, these our politicians, they stole a lot. Somebody who stole 100 billion, they will arrange the person, they will collect 100 million, they will set the person free. Going to the hospital, general hospital, there's no bed. You will see some patients sitting down inside cars, taking drips, taking treatment. There's no bed. Go and come back. But all those people, they are working free in the country. There's somebody that has stole chicken is going to punish with death sentence. I don't even know. I was sharing things, so I couldn't control it. It is well with my country. It is well with my country.
Amen.
They should continue. They should continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll be wrapping this bit up shortly, and I'll tell you a little more. This young man, as the story has it, and the story had been, brought up again. Human rights advocates, they had, worked on this case too, trying to see how this could help. The verdict has at that point had triggered a wave of public outrage, and you know how it be for Nigeria now. When something happens, we go make noise. Before you know it's 2 days time, another story don't enter. We don't forget, say we be they make noise about something, and that is how this has been there. And thank God the parents did not relent. They'd been going round and round, and the governor has spoken that they're going to do something about it. He went in there 2010, 17-year-old, now 31 years old, and that he just stole fowl and eggs. Not just to stealing is stealing. Thief not thief, but death sentence, a teenager. Wow. We still have, okay, we can take just one more and we'll get ready to have our guests join us. Hello, how are you?
Yes, I'm back on the line. I had a drop call then.
Okay, we were talking about the matter, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you for calling back. You heard all the other bits. You see, the first case we were talking about, I think that was the other case that had the same kind of judgment. This, the young man, Tğᴇ was 17 years old then.
Yes, I heard you when you were reeling it off, saying that he was 17. So as a minor, that should have been a consideration. But on that matter, as you have said, I don't know how the law works. But based on that, as a minor, probably that should have not allowed us to get to the case of where they had to charge him for armed robbery. Because normally, stealing does not carry a death penalty. If you steal, the worst, yes, it's a misdemeanor offense, and you get away with it. But when it comes to issues that involve certain instruments, then it becomes a bit of a challenge. Then you asked me about
for the pen robbers,
pen robbers and all of that. Honestly, as you said, my greatest pain is how do pen robbers do so much damage in governance? And the greatest problem is that our systems are so porous. Because even if you steal, which I know people do, and they do mostly from kickbacks, but how do you have so much access to the main cookie jar of government that gives you that opportunity to be able to take out so much, and from taking out so you're able to move so much? So I believe that the people we are holding responsible, who are the legislators, should be the ones to push for what the Asians do today. And based on information we have seen, it has helped to curb, you understand, fraud majorly. So if that is what we need to do, I support it wholeheartedly. The man who steals chicken and all of that is small compared to the main thing we need to look at. But the people who are meant to make the laws are in one way or the other guilty of some of these laws. So it becomes funny to hold them responsible to do what is right.
Because you can't go to equity with hands that are dirty. Okay, it has dropped again, but thank you. I was
trying to equally ask him a question as a lawyer. Then what do we do with the investigators? Because if we are not investigating the investigators, we have a big problem. So it is the IPO who will actually label the case, whether it's going to be robbery with gun or stealing or just assault and the rest. And some of them, they need to be, at least if they go to church or go to mosque, maybe they sit for front. So that when the pastor or imam is preaching a good sermon,
enter their head.
he go enter there. Some will carry the annoyance, either the issue he's having with his wife, his children, landlord.
All the money they're looking for.
They will put it in that. Okay, I will deal with you. Since your people no one cooperate.
Wait, what do you call it? The parents had said they'd been asked to bring some money, which they couldn't raise. I think like 30K for the bail of the boy. That's how come everything just spiraled downwards. Anyway, let's try and get our guests online now. Tell us a bit as we have our guests join us. We'll be having Dr. Waziri Babatunde Adisa. He's a criminologist, security expert, a lecturer, associate prof, Department of Sociology, Subdean, Faculty of Social Sciences, UNILAG. He will be joining us shortly, and we'll be taking a look at this latest report from the NBS. That is the fact that they said 2.2 trillion naira was paid as ransom in 12 months. The Northwest led with the payment at 1.2 trillion naira. That's a lot of money. Meanwhile, they say we do not negotiate, nor pay ransom, knowing or hearing. All right, our guest is on the line. Hello, good morning. Good. Hey, Doc, are we on speaker? Did you put us on speaker?
Okay, are you on speaker already?
We're live on the air, but you have to take your own side off speaker. Don't put it on speaker.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we go. You're fine now. Okay, Doc.
Your question.
I'm sure you heard the report, or you read the report today when it came out that we have paid about 2.2 trillion naira. That's the monies kidnappers have received for ransom within 1 year. When you saw this report, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
As an expert in the area, you'll be shocked, given the state of the economy, given the cost of living, the standard of living, the conditions of the citizenry. You'll be shocked that such amounts had been paid to, allegedly paid to the kidnappers. At the same time, as a sociologist, one will expect that such will occur in a system where the process of preventing the occurrence of the crime is not so effective. So, and once it has happened, the family members, the friends and supporters of the victims who want to pay, they'll be desperate to pay to rescue the victims from the hands of the kidnappers, because anything could happen. They could kill them.
Yeah, and
so that's expected.
Yeah. And he said that the average amount paid as ransom was 2.7 million naira per incident. And another interesting thing is the fact that those in the urban areas were the ones who were worst hit, and they themselves were able to pay such amounts to get their loved one at the list with 85.4 billion naira.
Separate the challenge of banditry from that of Boko Haram insurgency. The Boko Haram insurgency came into limelight around 2009, and then the crisis started that way, kidnapping, suicide, bombing, and the rest. So, but that of the Northwest is deep-seated in the neglect of the rural economy. So when you say the North records the highest, the North has the highest number of bandits, and then bandit attacks. When you look at the trend for about 3-4 years now, so it's expected.
And they say that this is even underreported. A lot of these will just go under the table. All the payments are made and nobody gets to even know, because some people do not really have confidence in the security apparatus that we have. Should I say apparatus that we have? And so they don't even report. I give you a small example. A cousin of mine has a little issue right now with a delivery person, and they said, oh, if we go and report to the police, the people are saying that the police will just take money and will not do anything. That is a very small example with a small incident. In these types of matters, you also find that people do not want to go and even report because they feel that it will complicate issues and nothing will be done at the end of the day. Can we ever revive the confidence people have in our security network again? If yes, how hard would that be?
The challenge is, okay, the challenge is that of the distance between the public and the police. And is rooted in procedural justice theory, what Tom Taylor called procedural justice theory.
What does that mean? When the telephone just shake. He will be back shortly. He will join us and he would explain that more. Dr. Waziri Babatunde Adisa, he's a criminologist. He understands this very well. He's a security expert, lecturer, associate prof, Department of Sociology, Subdean, Faculty of Social Sciences, UNILAG. He will join us back shortly. Okay, he's back on. All right, carry on.
It's built on, based on Tom Taylor's theory. We don't have procedural justice policing in Nigeria. And
I was asking you to break that down when the line went off. Break it down a little bit.
Yes. So procedural justice policing is where the police is friendly with the people. Policing is taken from the bottom to top and not from top to bottom. What you have here is reactionary. Go and arrest them, and then you work less with the community. And that's the challenge. And once you have lost the trust of the people, there is no way you can effectively combat crime because the police cannot do it alone. The state cannot do it alone. The state needs the support of the people in order to be able to combat crime. Now, let's come to the issue of the banditry. Bandits are not free. Bandits live in communities. Bandits live in villages. They live among families. So what we need to do is to strengthen our public trust, to strengthen public confidence in the police, in security agencies that we have. And with that approach to policing, we will go far.
You know, right now, Doc, the way it is right now, people would hardly, even if they see the kidnapper face to face, they know them. You know, they'll hardly go and report or give, tips to the security people or personnel around them because there is that fear that if I tell, they'll talk, say, na me talk. You understand? And that is playing a major, big problematic role in the scheme of things.
That is still what I'm trying to explain.
Yes.
That we need to build more trust in the public. The public needs to support the police.
Yeah.
You know, the man who, I don't want to go far because it's a program that has a time. The man who established the police in 1829, Robert Peel, argues that effective policing will rely on building public confidence. Look at since 1829 that he established the first police, London Metropolitan Police, and then we have our own police today. Maintain that constant strong relationship with the members of the society. You connect with the stakeholders, critical stakeholders, the chiefs, the elders, the business owners within the community, family heads, the youth, women, bring them together. And when somebody reports a case to you, ensure that crime is prevented, that citizens are safe and businesses are secured.
Yeah, I understand you very well, and I understood when you said it the first time. I just said what I said to reiterate what you had shared with us. So, Thank you, Joseph.
Prof, when I look at that figure, the figure that the banditry collected, and I now check the budget for defense 2024, it's like in Nigeria we are saying that crime they pay. Hello?
Okay, that crime is paying.
Crime is a good business. When you check the budget, Nigeria budget for defense, and what this element collected on their own without paying tax to anybody, or constructing any road, or building any hospital or school, it's as if for here crime they pay.
Yeah. Okay, carry on. You understood what he said, right?
Yes, I understood. What he's saying is that criminals are now encouraged to perpetrate more crimes because they get more money from that. The challenge now is rooted in pain pleasure principle. When people commit crime and they committed a crime and they are not brought to justice on time, or when they are brought to justice, they are not made to face the real penalties that are attached to the crimes. More people will be encouraged to be part of the criminal networks. So I am saying that we should punish these criminals a lot. We should cooperate with the people. We should bring them to book and encourage our security agencies to also be more effective in combating crime.
In bringing these people to book, do you think our justice system is fast enough? I give an example of Evans the kidnapper, and even let's talk about the case of the super cop himself, who's been facing trials for so long. Do these delays actually show to people that our justice system is working? Or is it that they just drag their legs and feet, and at the end of the day, you don't really see one person being really punished for what they've done wrong?
I will not agree that our justice system is fast enough. It's very, very slow, if you ask me. And when the justice system is slow, people will take advantage of the justice system. How can you be prosecuting a suspect for 10 years, for 20 years, and you are still on this and being brought to book? So, talking about banditry is a crime that is costly to Nigeria. It's a crime that discourages farming. Many people can no longer go to their farms. They go to farms, with the fear that they may be kidnapped. So it's a serious crime that we need to address it, with the needed resources and responses.
Okay, we'll be wrapping up shortly, but before then, let's do a quick breakdown here. And MBS says that about 91% of kidnapping incidents were carried out for ransom in the form of money, goods, or other benefits, and also 2.4% of cases were attributed to political, criminal, or terrorist objectives, while 2.1% were linked to personal or family disputes. Custody disputes accounted for 0.5% of cases. Now, the look at the other ones, ransom for the form of money, goods, or other benefits. Do we think that the economic hardship is giving some people excuses to go into this form of, in quotes, business?
Economic hardship is one of them. Economic theorists will tell you that a crime is a rational decision. I want to survive. There is an alternative means of survival. And then that means of survival is a crime. And so if the system is vulnerable, the system is weak, more people will resort to crime in order to survive. So what government needs to do in order to fight crime is to improve the quality of life, the standard of living of the citizens. I just discussed that this morning. Many of the youths are either working in places where they do not desire, or they are not employed. So the challenge of unemployment, youth unemployment, has to be addressed. You cannot separate economic action from organized crime. Organized crime, in order for you to commit organized crime, you need people. You need individuals with like minds. So how do you bring them together? There must be a goal. The goal is to make profit. So the banditry brings money. So kidnapping for ransom brings money. And so that's the only alternative for survival in a harsh economy. So government needs to improve the economy. Government needs to create more jobs. Government needs to create a welfare state, not a state where you allow the market to dictate dictate for the economy. You allow the welfare state to bring up policies that will improve the quality of life of the citizenry, especially children, the elderly, the youth, graduates, and others.
And on a final note, Joseph?
Doctor, what do you think the people that are in charge of our internal security should be doing on their boardroom or on their table of planning? I mean the police, the IGP, them, and these are issues that happen within the border of Nigeria, not Cameroon coming to collect that money from us.
So I'll add to that, what can be done to help finally?
What I think we are still missing that is affecting us is periodic risk assessments. Periodic risk assessments, which we should be conducting. If it's going to be quarterly, if it's going to be annually, we don't rely on the crimes reported alone. Risk assessment will tell you, like what we have now. We need to have risk assessment of all these crimes in each state of the federation. And then we need national risk assessment on the vulnerability of citizens, business entities, societies, communities to banditry. So that's one area where we need to improve upon. Another area is the deployment of technology. I know our security system, they are working. They are also working to combat crime, but we need to infuse technology. We need to cooperate with other regional entities, regional organizations, and then government. The West African sub-region is a sub-region that is faced not only by banditry, smuggling, other illicit crimes, and these crimes are connected. So Nigerian government needs to work with the governments of other West African countries in order to combat this, because the borders that you think are secured in Nigeria, when you assume that the borders are secured, other things will influence the vulnerability of the border. So illicit arms trade is there, illicit drug trade is there. So all of these people work together. So Nigeria has to improve on its cooperation with other African countries.
Thank you so much, Doc. I'm hoping that maybe sometime next week or thereabout, we can have you live in the studio so we can really tackle this issue and throw some light in some of the gray areas affecting us as a people right now. I hope we'll be able to work that out. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Nigerians.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph.
All right.
Yes.
Have a beautiful day. Yes. We've had as guest Dr. Waziri Babatunde Adisa. He's a criminologist, a security expert, and he lectures too at an associate prof, Department of Sociology, Subdean, Faculty of Social Sciences, University of Lagos. You heard him there. And we just have to work hard to make the things that we want to see in our security space a reality. That's all we just need to do. So we have like 5 or so more minutes, and if you're able to get through before we say bye-bye, tell me, what do you think? You've heard a criminologist speak. How do you think we can rebuild confidence in our police, in our military, in the Navy, and so on, the security apparatus of Nigeria? How can we restore trust there? For us to be able to go and tell them that, oh, I see this thing, no, I will believe that they will not tell the person. What can we do? All right. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Bolaji from Ijoko.
Welcome, Bolaji from Ijoko. We have just a minute to do this. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. I will be brief. Yeah, the security, this thing, and the boys' case.
Okay.
That we are conversing on.
Yes.
Is that you see, we should ask the investigator. We should hold that investigator responsible for such a dastardly act, because you cannot tell me that a minor, 17 years before he was jailed, at least something must have been orchestrated along that line. Our judges should be investigated too. The way they take a court injunction here and there, they don't even know whether life is involved or sanctity or something like that. These are the things we should discuss in this by this time. Even our security architect they cannot get it right if all these things are going on like that.
Well,
So
the
we
governor
have
has
to
said
check
that
them.
the governor has said that they're going to investigate it, and I'm hoping that he's hearing all these things people are saying, and they'll do
I
the
give him
needful.
kudos for that.
Yeah, me
Thank you
too.
very
Thank you very much, sir. Have a
Yeah.
beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Okay, we're wrapping up shortly, and my take for this, my own recap for this will be a very simple one. By the time the young people see the way we handle legal matters, a child who stole fowl and eggs, you sentenced the child to death, and he's been behind bars since he was 17 years old in 2010 till now, where he's 31 years old, and nothing has been done until the governor thank him. We thank him, stepped in to give a U-turn in that particular in that judgment. Yes, that judgment. Now he wants to give pardon, but he wants it to be investigated. And we all agree that it should be investigated. That child was a minor. The parents said that some monies were meant to be paid, they couldn't pay, and everything spiraled downwards. How much is the life of a person worth in our legal system? If it was that person's child, was that how he would have read that judgment? Was that the judgment he would have put on the ground and hit a final, gavel swipe on? The thing is a bit so painful and confusing. English on the wrong come off from my mouth. But I want to thank the governor of Osun State for stepping in, for looking at this. And I'm hoping that in the process of looking at this particular matter, others will be discovered. And I call on all state governors, go into your correctional systems and check the people who are there. There are people that they pick up on the road. People are just walking, car will just stop, will just park them. Why? Because he die here, because he do this. We should think as human beings that these people who are doing these injustices too are fellow human beings. And it's not fair to treat a fellow human being, even an animal, poorly. I think it's wrong.
Okay, Lady C, the other my addition is I want to equally beg the governor of Osun State to should kindly help us to
with what
to ensure that the IPO, I still insist on that, the IPO that did that case, the DPO who signed that the charge sheet, let us see it from beginning. And equally let them bring all the evidence, whether it is gone or whether it is let us see all those things. They let us know the name of their name so that we know this is, and find out, true, we see the date of birth of this guy, and this police officer is aware that this person is 17 years old, the magistrate is aware, and they decide to do, and how many are that person, that police, that DPO, how many are they sentenced to some kind of prison? Then the last one is, Lady C, do you know there are so many people in some correctional center in Nigeria that the IPO do naming ceremony for them? They change their name. I have a guy that just free from Kirikiri prison. No, not Kirikiri, Badagiri. The reason why that guy, they paid, the family that was there, is he give a note to someone to go to Bariga. So that he from the people went there. They said we don't have this person there. They called him. Now said they should ask so and so. But when the guy now came out, lo and behold, this is their family member who they even reported to police that the boy is missing. This guy is there.
Wait, they put him in prison.
The name that is in Badagry was different from his father, and the name that the father and mother gave to him.
So who changed his name? Hold on. That means maybe they caught somebody else. The IPO caught somebody else and gave the name of a criminal to that person. Or did they swap? Did they do prison swap?
So that's what I'm saying, that all the Ministry of Justice in Nigeria, they should, every case, check, investigate. Who is investigating the investigator? Then if we didn't address that, just so many innocent people that are in different correctional centers that doesn't have business.
Okay, you know what
they are doing.
You know what?
For being there.
Joseph, we're going to take this up as another matter. We'll look up and we'll bring in somebody who will share some of these stories with us. But right now we have to go. By the time we'll be coming next week, it's going to be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Till then, remember we told you yesterday, if you know if you buy fowl, I better buy chicken. I better buy fish. If you know if you buy fish, use egg. If you know if you use egg, use crayfish. Crayfish don't deal.
I don't deal.
Okay, ne. My sister, just stop what's in your hand. I beg. Christmas was a day designed by human beings like you. Don't kill yourself.
And do not thief egg or thief fowl.
I
Please.
beg,
Now the story will they talk now.
Now we see they talk. All right. Again, I say thank you very much for being a part of the Cordelia Oatmeal recap. Today we recapped on some of the stories we've had in the news. We'll be back next week. Joseph Olorunso, thank you very much. Thank you for Yirma. I got it. Thank you, Yirma. And I'll see you next time. Till then, again, we'll say thank you to the Osun State government. And we hope that your findings will lead to more findings. Abi. Bye-bye.